I'd like to add my congratulations to David Stewart for his getting this debate. This is the third debate on diabetes, and in addition, as Nanette Milne has indicated, we had a very helpful briefing on this particular subject at a breakfast meeting. And it was at that I thought that the fact that anyone needs convincing that patients' lives can be turned around and transformed by pumps is now beyond dispute. I think, as Kenny Gibson and Ross Finney have indicated, if we see pumps as only being for those who fail in their treatment, that's inappropriate. It's for those who have particular problems that I think that it needs to be treated. There's a sort of catch-22 in that I think needs to be looked at. I want to just really, rather than making a speech, ask a series of questions, and I don't expect them all to be answered. I'll assure the Minister just now, but maybe in due course. Why 16 months on are we only at 1.63%? Why has only one health board met the lower level of the NICE target at 4%? Does the Minister accept the up to 14% guidelines, or is there some other Scottish benchmark? In her accountability reviews, has she raised with any boards the poor performance on this issue? In the 14 months since we had the first debate, when Cathy Jimmerson was promised that there would be contact with all health boards which are performing poorly, has this been done, and what was their response? Perhaps you could place a detailed response to that in Spice. On the question of Ayrshire and Arran, which is appalling, for them to come back and answer the questions to David Stewart to say that their plans are to reach 1% in 3 years indicates that we're really not getting a grip of this. If a board really thinks it can get away with a 1% level 3 years on, it needs to be asked some very serious questions. And the other two boards are at 1% or less are Highland, and one that hasn't been mentioned is Greater Glasgow and Clyde at 1%. I mean, one of the biggest areas, massive deprivation, serious complications of diabetes, and what on earth are they doing? So how many boards and which boards have committed specific spending to pumps? How many of them have now produced business plans? And again, perhaps that could be placed in Spice. How much of the change and innovation funds, now called health improvement funds, have been allocated by the government to redressing the balance in this matter and really improving what's becoming a national scandal? What steps will she take to ensure rapid progress to the minimum target? We found that it was difficult to interrogate boards on waiting times, and that's clear also from answers that David Stewart's obtained. The outliers would appear to be Grampian and Orkney at 6 months. Is there a common data set? And if not, why is there not a common data set and collection? Will this be part of the 18-week referral to treatment guarantee? I appreciate there are many pressures on the ministers, not least swine flu over the summer, upcoming legislation on tobacco and alcohol. And I also appreciate that it is not the place of the ministers to micromanage the service. But the second most important fact in this issue is that rapid implementation will bear fruit, as others have said, in efficiency savings. So I have a suggestion to make. Will the Minister actually indicate a model for efficiency savings, which can be placed in the efficiency saving targets of boards going forward? That alone will encourage them to actually spend the money now in order to save. I said that's the second most important fact. The most important fact is that patients undoubtedly have a quality of life on insulin pumps when they are suitable for pumps that is important and needs to be dealt with before this becomes something which becomes a main debate for one of the parties, which will require a decision to be made. Thank you.